Hey everyone!
Hey!
Welcome back to Cruising Mr. Christmas, where we recap Finding Mr. Christmas, available at Hallmark Plus, not sponsored.
Yes, and episode 2 did not disappoint.
It did not disappoint.
Honestly.
Let's just get right
Let's
into
do
it.
it.
Let me get my notes. You already know I have my notes.
Now, a lot happened this episode, and I have to say, I enjoyed everything.
Now, it starts off in the Christmas Illusions Lounge. Now, I know that's not what it's called. It's probably just the lobby, but Christmas Illusions Lounge sounds better.
I love that, and it's like, I love how they're all dressed in like sweaters and drinking cocoa and mugs and everything. It's very on the nose. I love it.
So Parker in the Christmas Illusions Lounge is just really questioning himself and saying that he needs to step it up because he was in the bottom in the last episode.
Maybe he was going through it, and like, you can tell, it's like, let this challenge be my challenge. This next one, I gotta nail it because I was almost sent home.
He was manifesting.
Girl... And we'll get into it. We will get into it.
So after he's done questioning himself, they go to Santa's workshop. I think that's where they go. From the Christmas Illusions Lounge to the Santa's workshop. And they see Jonathan Bennett, where they have to do their next festive face-off.
They have to pick 2 pieces of things to wrap. They get a conventional box to wrap, which should be easy. But they also have to pick something unconventionally shaped to wrap that as well.
I'm not gonna lie. If this was like a main challenge, a star quality challenge, I would have gone home.
You see, I'm gay, so like naturally gift wrapping just comes to us. Like if I put gift wrap paper, tape, and scissors in front of you, you'd miraculously do it.
No. No. And I think that's your gay delusion talking because I've seen your rapping.
Oh, excuse me? Bitch, I know for a fact I can wrap a present better than you, so at least I got that going for me.
I'm a gift bag kind of girl.
You're a gift bag girly?
I'm a gift bag girly.
It's like, you want my wrapping? There's some tissue paper. Bam.
Yeah, like
I put a card in there too.
A bag, a card, and some tissue paper. It's over.
I just give cash. I'm old school.
No, we just stopped giving out presents.
We just stopped having friends that would actually buy anyone anything. Everyone had their reasons for picking different things, and some of the reasons were better than others, and some of them really overshot when it came to the unconventional things to wrap.
Now, the ones that stood out for me was Ezra picked a boat because he's from the Navy.
Yeah, he tries to relate everything back to being in the Navy. Like, he knows his storyline, he's sticking to it. It's like, I'm going to tug at those heartstrings. He can tell you, like, he knows the audience. He knows it's like housewives sitting at home watching this. Maybe they have a husband that's serving. So you know what? It's really smart. It's a good way of, like, tugging at audience heartstrings.
Yes, he knows. He knows what he's doing.
Although with that face and that body...
You can't hate on Ezra.
You don't need the storyline. You got this, baby.
Just smile.
Was it Parker that picked the big-ass teddy bear?
Yeah, Parker picked the big teddy bear because that was the first gift that he gave to his child.
And I'm like, and I bet you he never wrapped that fucking teddy bear either because truly he just put a bow on it.
Yes, he couldn't even wrap it. He didn't even try. He just put a bow on it.
I was like, what? It just keeps up that stereotype that like straight men and husbands don't know how to wrap gifts. Like they couldn't even fathom how you wrap it.
I'm telling you, that's just a bag. You need to get a giant bag and put it on there. And some tissue paper.
Oh my God. Again, like nobody did like the candy wrapper method where you just like put it together and wrap the sides. Twist them?
No.
None of that.
I'm telling you, I would have been the same way. Honestly, they all kind of flopped.
They were all horrible.
And Melissa actually threw some shade when she saw the gifts. She had to come in and pick the winners. And she's like, did they all drink eggnog when they wrapped these?
Yeah, it was like, pick the best of the worst. Like, she was searching her soul to find something nice to say about these.
Yes. I know I remember Elijah picked the piano because of his love for music and also playing music for his pregnant wife.
Yeah, he wants to enjoy music with his future daughter.
Yes.
Which is very, very sweet.
It's very sweet. This, honestly, Hallmark is so sweet. Made me realize how rotten of a person I am.
I think that too. Like, damn, am I, like, horrible? Because, like, sometimes, like, I find myself cringing a little, like, ugh. But I think it's just because I'm not used to it. I'm, like, used to watching horror movies and shit.
And I think that's why we picked the show. Because we knew it was going to have hot guys and it was going to be wholesome. Which we need to rewire our brain anyways. Because all we watch is true crime and horror movies.
So if we see somebody that smiles too much, we're just like,
what's wrong with him?
What's his deal? Is this the Terrifier? What's going on? Yeah. What was the other that stood out? Bryson Timberland? Daxton? Daxton, yes. Daxton Timberland. He picked a sled. He was actually one of the top ones for this. Yeah, he picked a sled, and I cannot tell you what the reasoning was.
I forgot. That's why I didn't bring it up.
Now, the top 3 for this was Elijah for the piano choice, David, who picked a rocking horse because it related back to his childhood. He used to ride horses through Egypt, like family vacation.
That was That was such a slay. I'm like, who just says that? I'm just riding my horse through the pyramids of Egypt.
Like, what a flex.
I know.
Honestly.
Talking about flexing, though, Elijah flexed his vocals
Yeah.
and started singing. But what I liked is he was like, you have to pay for the rest.
Oh, for sure. He's like, I don't sing for free. Thank you very much.
I don't spit for free, okay?
He's like, give me a contract and we'll discuss it.
Talking about Elijah actually wins a festive face-off.
Yeah, and they get an extra advantage for the next challenge.
After that, they go to the Christmas Illusions Lounge and they ask Parker why did he pick that big teddy bear. And then Parker explains that it was the first gift that he gave his child. And
Hayden.
then Hayden takes the opportunity to make this moment all about himself.
And here's the thing. I understand he's dealing with a broken home and the separation of a child, and that child being his dog. Is this every time? Every time it's Marley and me?
There's been 2 episodes of this.
Baby, we'll get into it because I feel like I'm a little hard on Hayden. Like, when we get around to his part of the challenge, we'll talk more about this. But yeah, I mean, it was wild how he relayed this back. And everyone's just like, don't worry, you'll be a father someday. And he's like...
Yeah, because he was talking about how in a different life, he would have been a father if his situation was different. But at this point, I'm like, girl, I know you want me to side with you, but I have friends that just come and complain about their relations to me all the time.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, well, what did you do?
I'm only getting one side of this situation.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a little unfair to like bring it up on television because they can't defend themselves. He's already writing the plot for his Hallmark movie. You know, The Christmas Puppy.
Maybe that's what he's doing.
I think that's what it is.
The Christmas puppy. Oh,
We're on to you, Hayden.
wait a minute. Hayden. Okay.
Hayden.
I am living now. If this is your end goal, go for it.
Honestly, he's just like, I don't know if you know this, but I actually have a script right here.
Okay, Hayden, I stand now.
I mean, I could have lived for that. We give you a face turn, girl.
Just because at this point, I'm like asking questions of what did you do?
Yeah. It's a little heelish to like just like drag her out like that. Like, girl, don't air somebody out. They can't defend themselves.
Ezra does take the moment to be like, let me go get some coffee. You want some coffee? Oh, he's such a gentleman. He's perfect.
Oh, he is absolutely perfect. And while getting coffee, he uses his sight, the gift of sight, and sees that they have Tyra mail.
They have Tyra mail.
They have a letter from Santa.
And the clue is...
Santa says, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Time to meet me at your next star quality challenge and find out. I mean, it's not exactly, the Riddler. It's not a riddle or anything like that. It's hardly a clue. It's literally saying we're doing a photo shoot.
Yep, because Daxton right away clocks it. It's a photo shoot. It's a photo shoot challenge.
Here's the thing. Like, I understand that we're dealing with like a lot of male models, and there is a stereotype that they're not the smartest, but I think they can handle beyond green eggs and ham when it comes to a clue. Like, we can add a little more, like, oomph to this. Not just, you'll never guess what we're doing. We're taking pictures.
But somebody is worried. David, right off the bat, is worried about the photo shoot.
And see, like, I was a little confused because, like, you look at him and you're like, baby, you're fucking beautiful.
I know. I'm like, you're hot. I'm
Like-
like, how can you mess this up? Just stand there.
It's just taking pictures. Like, you look like you got natural smolder. Like, I don't see what the problem is. But we will soon find out.
All right, let's jump into the Star Quality Challenge, where Jonathan Bennett introduces that there's going to be 2 super fans, Vicky and Nikki, just chilling there. I don't know what they did, but honestly, I kind of want their gig.
It's like a Make-A-Wish for housewives. Like, you get to go and see a photo shoot for Hallmark and all these hunks. And Melissa Peterman is there as, like, their wrangler to make sure that they don't go and just, like, attack these men. Because it gets to that point. Like, we'll talk about it. But, yeah, they go into the backyard where they have a whole photo shoot set up. And not only are these 2 superfans there, they also have Tyler Hines, who is a Hallmark hunk, there to give him some coaching when it comes to, like, taking smoldering pictures for a Hallmark poster.
Yes, and first off, it's Blake. So Blake, right off the bat, has his doubts. He's like, okay.
Yeah, he thought he wasn't going to be good at this.
And he's like, well, the girls I have to look out for are the fashion queens with our Jonathan, Ezra, and Parker. And I was like, they are kind of the models, aren't they?
But I'm also looking at this and I'm a little like side-eyeing him. It's like, but aren't you the salesman? Baby, sell it.
Oh,
And
he's underselling right now.
he's underselling us right now. He's like, "Do you really want it? I don't think you want it. I don't think you want this at all." Here's the thing. What gagged me is like right out the gate, he like walks over to change his outfit, right? And Melissa Peterman sicks the super fans on him.
Oh yeah.
Like, why don't you help him get dressed?
Yeah, because he's like, let me get a little more comfortable. Takes off his shirt, and then the super fans go, don't ask us twice. Honestly, same.
Girl, it was like they threw chum in the water of sharks. Like, they picked apart his clothes so fast.
Oh, they dressed him up really fast. Oh, you know what? Honestly, same. I'm not mad. Can I get in this gig?
Nikki and Vicky, I ain't mad at you, okay? Like, this is a good job. You got it there.
I know. And Blake, honestly, he knows what he's doing. He grabbed the rope, and then he grabbed the little horse, and he's just like, puts the rope over his shoulder, and just like...
This Texas boy knew exactly what he was doing, but they try and throw them a swerve. There's a curveball to this challenge. They also have to share the frame with an adorable puppy.
Yes.
And immediately, like, Blake, eye on to you. You know what you're doing. He sees that puppy. He throws that toy horse off and immediately grabs it, and those ladies fucking melted.
He throws the rope off because he kept the horse.
No, he threw the horse and kept the rope.
No, because he had the horse in the photo.
Oh, you're right. See, I wasn't even paying attention.
You're like, Blake, I'm sorry.
I was blinded by the abs. Truly. But, like, he nailed it in the first shot. Like, his first photo,
his first photo, and just slayed, honestly. And then I think he took his shirt off even more. Yeah. Like, he even got more shirtless, and we're like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Nikki and Vicky.
I get it.
I
totally get it.
I missed the spot before Blake comes out. Jonathan Bennett actually has a compliment section.
Oh, yes.
Nikki and Vicky.
He's like, what do you girls see in a Hallmark hunk? Like, what does it take to be the perfect Hallmark hunk?
And they just start complimenting Jonathan. And I'm like, Jonathan, good for you.
They're naming off qualities, and Jonathan's literally standing there like, is this about me? Is this section about me? Oh my God, y'all are too kind.
Honestly, he was living, and I was living for him.
If it was my show, I'd add that too. I implement in my own live streams.
Yes, that's why it made me laugh. Like, yes, the Jonathan Bennett compliment section. The name of this photo shoot is called Mr. December.
Yeah, like a calendar boy.
Yeah, and Parker was like, "Oh, baby, I got this."
Oh yeah. Parker's just like, "Oh, this is my challenge. Okay, go home. It's fine." But also, next up is Gage. And Gage has a few confessionals saying basically like, I know my angles. I know I'm going to nail this. And here's the thing. I don't think he nailed it.
It wasn't giving for me Hallmark hunk. It wasn't giving me Mr. Christmas. It was giving me true crime.
Oh my God.
That final shot, I was like, girl, I'm sorry. This is not your genre, girl. Going to true crime.
Oh, that rather just like, here's the thing. I feel like the problem with him when it comes to these challenges, he's constantly doing the most.
Yeah.
Like, just pull back a little bit. He's always at 11. He's always going full out. And also when he smiles, it kind of gives like that one guy on TikTok where everyone tells him he has a beautiful smile. So he's just always smiling.
Over smiling.
It kind of gives that. It gives you the ick a little bit, which is fine. You know, just scale it back a little bit because he is a beautiful guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you got it. It's just a little less. Dial it back. Dial it down a little.
It's kind of like he's trying to do an over expression, like he has drag makeup on, but I'm like, you're not in drag, girl. You don't have to do a drag smile if you're out of drag.
Well, he's smiling for the back row. It's like very theater. Like, okay, let's pull it back. We are on television.
Yes, that is true because he does have his BFA. Mm-hmm. So he's weaponizing his BFA, but right now it's not working.
Baby, all of Brooklyn can see you smiling from Broadway. All right, pull it back.
I mean, his body was serving though.
The body was right.
All right, just scale back the smile and you're good. You got this in the bag.
Also, that dog, he was saying he knows his angles. His angles is this. It's like the camera's right there, though.
Next up is Daxton.
Yes, Daxton Braden Timberland, yes.
He starts doing a little set decoration until they bring out the puppy, and then he just gets into like some suspenders and a white tee. And a little hat. I was like, oh, he has arms.
He has arms. I will say he has a similar issue with me when it comes to like Gage with you, where it's like, it's a bit theater kid for me. Like, he loves him a prop and he loves him a costume change. I feel like a constant battle with him wrestling with like putting on different things when they don't need to do all that, especially for something like this.
He kind of slayed it though.
He gets point for his creativity.
He didn't go completely shirtless, but he slayed. He slayed.
He did a good job.
It was a good job. Next up is Jonathan. And let me tell you something about this section of the photo shoot. I feel like Jonathan did great.
Oh, he was amazing.
But the dog, someone set you up. That dog is a paid actor. Someone tried to sabotage you.
That dog is a spy. It is a plant. It is a mole. All right? That dog, it was setting you up, girl. Like, it was sabotage.
Yeah, the dog was not cooperating At all.
The dog was giving booty hole, like to the
Right.
camera. Like, it did not want to be there.
I would have asked for a different dog.
Honestly, I would have too. I was like, can I get a better one? Like, this puppy's broken. I yeeted that puppy so fast that it was fucking my photos up.
Is there a gift receipt? Yeah, and it's crazy because I feel like they probably put all the blame on Jonathan when it was the dog.
He's not an animal wrangler. He's a model. Like, what do you want out of him? He was slaying the photos, though. Like, all the smiles. If the dog was more cooperative, he probably would have won.
Yeah, but someone set you up. Was it production? I don't know.
I don't know. Because I didn't see that dog again. I'll say that. Well, who else got that dog? Next up is Parker. And I don't know if you guys know this. He hardly ever mentions it. But Parker, he's got some experience in modeling.
Well, it shows because he slays. The minute
slays it.
he picked up the dog, it was all smooth for him. The dog was chill. And I'm like, is the dog on Trazodone or something?
Like, did he like do photo shoots for IAMS or Petco or something? Because like he was like naturally fell right into it.
Yes. Honestly, no notes. Slade.
Slade. I will say this: like he walked into this photo shoot with his head held high, and he's saying in the confessionals, like, "I'm not going to be overly confident," but in the back of his mind, he's like, "I'm the Marcus Schenkenberg of this house. Like, I am a model. I am modeling. So just give me 5 minutes. Keep those flashbulbs going."
He's like, I am Linda Evangelista.
I will say, like, his final photo did fucking slay, where he's just, like, giving you floor work with his feet up on the stump.
Yep.
Like, you better work with those long-ass legs.
He did that floor work. Oh, yeah, he's slaying. Next is Ezra. And as soon as he walks in, I put the phone down.
Oh.
And I start paying extra attention.
Baby, we were seated.
And the dog is me. The dog just started loving on him. I'm like, oh, same. Honestly, same.
Not even that, like, everybody. Like, even Tyler is just like, you are a very attractive man. Like, the Hallmark girls fell into puddles. Like, baby, there are melted snowmen on that grass, and they're in California.
Yeah, and he, right off the bat, first picture, slayed. He has a big candy cane and then the dog. Honestly, that first picture, he could have just stopped right there.
It was like picture after picture. Every single one was good.
And then he took off his shirt and threw it at the girls, and Vicky caught a whiff. She grabbed the shirt and sniffed it.
Vicky said, let me get a taste. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even mad at you. If it were me, I probably would have done the same.
Yeah, his smile, Ezra's smile just captures you. I was like, honestly, you could just win with that.
Oh, yeah, totally. And like, even when he was just like not even trying to make a face, he got like a smolder look. Like, the cameraman was just setting up, like testing shots, like, oh shit, we got it.
We got it. That's it. Body was there, dog was there, smile was there.
His abs are out of this world. Like, I was looking at them, even the ladies were just like, I didn't know abs could look like that.
Same. I will never get those, honestly, but I appreciate that you have them.
But Ezra, you're beautiful. That's all I got. You're beautiful. Next up is David.
And he was actually worried about this. He's scared of taking pictures. And honestly, he looked scared, uncomfortable. I'm like,
Oh my
dang.
gosh.
I'm like, did the dog threaten him?
Here's the thing. He mentioned that, like, he was nervous about this challenge. And I thought he was playing with us, like how Blake plays with us. But no, bitch. Like, he was, like, falling apart in front of that camera.
Yeah, he looked really uncomfortable. I'm like, David, you're hot. Just shake it off a little bit.
But, like, if you do, it seems like he will star in films because he's a beautiful person. Like, just have him take screenshots of you. Like, do screen grabs, honestly, because, like, still photography, you got, like, I looked at his Instagram after this. Like, he's got a natural smolder to him. Like, he's a beautiful man. It's like, I think it's the forced smile. Like, just practice smiling a little bit. Because you could tell he was uncomfortable smiling.
Maybe he's just one of those people that never smiles in real life.
Also, where was the direction for him? Like, the photographer should have given a little direction on, like, where to sit. Because that sitting photo was homophobic, bitch.
Wait a minute. I have a question.
Yeah.
Where's Tyler in all this?
Tyler?
Isn't he supposed to be mentoring them?
Yes.
Did he
is.
even mentor?
Did he give him any pointers on this? Was he the one that told him to sit on the stump? Because that was a setup.
Yeah, it wasn't right. But
Yeah.
I'm like, wasn't Tyler supposed to be there to mentor them?
Mm-hmm. He was. He was supposed to give them, like, pointers on how to, like, pose for a Hallmark hunk kind of photo shoot.
Tyler was like, they don't pay me enough for this.
He was like, I'm here. I'm just vibing.
Tyler was too busy with the dogs.
I think he was still thinking about Ezra.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, as we all were. But poor David, I mean, I was watching this, I felt really bad. I was like, oh, baby. Yeah, this wasn't your challenge. All right, and we also have Elijah, who is a crazy kooky girl.
Yeah, he's a crazy cookie girl. He got like a turkey hat on.
Oh my God.
The glasses.
So many props.
Honestly, this is giving like my energy back when I was like 20.
Yeah, whereas like he's really beautiful and like has a great face and smile. Even Jonathan was telling him, was like, I don't think you want to cover that up. Like Jonathan was actually feeding him some good advice from time to time. Like he was the only one that really seemed to have these guys' backs, trying to like make sure they don't fail. But yeah, it was giving Ducky from Pretty in Pink. It's just like, why are you going quirky with this?
Well, that's because Jonathan knows hot men. Have you seen Jonathan's husband?
Oh yes, the evil James. Yes,
Evil James Bond. We met them both, actually. They're pretty nice. James just likes to call it James Bond, the evil James.
because he's so beautiful and so nice and so perfect. I'm just like, that's the evil James. But yes, I mean, Elijah was doing a lot. It's very like the girl in the supermarket with the fries on her head. It was kind of giving that. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's supposed to be a hunk.
She's a cookie crazy girl.
Ooh.
I feel like at the end, he kind of slayed the pictures, but they were worried because he did grab an axe while holding the puppy. And they're like, doesn't that look kind of dangerous?
He also got a damage. I think he got 10 extra photos for winning the challenge.
So I think it's 5.
He got 5 extra photos, but like he wasted a lot of them by overpropping.
Yeah, you know what? He did a okay job.
But like, if they told you that you have to take photos and your audience is going to be some thirsty ass Hallmark housewives, I wouldn't gravitate towards the funny hat. It's not going to be a funny hat day. He was making bold choices, and it just didn't pay off. Next up is Hayden, last but not least, and he brought his baggage with him.
Oh my god! I mean, he kind of did. Literally, he did. He brought his bags from home because he wanted to show off that he's traveling the world. He's a kooky, crazy girl that loves to travel. But right away...
Oh, no. And, like, we're thinking to myself, oh, shit, but they're going to bring out a dog.
And that's why I was like, oh, my God, he for real brought his baggage. Literally, everything was just going to align.
Like, imagine... He must talk about it a lot because even Melissa Peterman's just sitting there explaining the whole backstory because he starts crying.
Yeah, as soon as the dog comes out, he starts crying. And they start explaining the story again. We know the story. We've been talking about it for the last 2 episodes.
And I was just like, he must really love that dog because that dog they brought out wasn't even cute.
At this point, I'm just like...
You got really upset about it.
If your ex-wife watches this, I hope she just gives you the dog back.
Honestly, but it's probably hard getting it out of Australia. I think that might also be it. If he was moving to LA, you probably couldn't take it
All
with
right.
him.
I think that's why he's so emotional too, because he left a lot of his family behind. He's in the United States, like basically alone. He does mention that in the Christmas Illusions Lounge, how he is away from family and the friends he's made out here, he hasn't known that long. So maybe I do sympathize with the fact that he's feeling lonely.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a little hard on him because I think it's also just jealousy on my part because I don't know what it's like to have a dog that's awesome. Our dog's a user.
He just uses us for snacks, and the minute another person comes in, he forgets about us.
Maybe that dog was a show dog and it actually paid rent and like kept bills paid. I don't have that experience, so I can't walk away. I can't identify with this.
I'm still going to go with the storyline to Hayden. It's like pushing the storyline because he wants to get this made into a movie.
The Christmas puppy.
The Christmas puppy.
I will say this. If you miss a dog and miss having a dog that much, just hang out in downtown LA for a little bit. You'll find some stray dogs. I'm telling you. They'll come to you.
They'll come to you. No, girl, he'll start crying.
Oh, honestly. Here's the thing, too. Like, I did a little research after this. He's actually a volunteer at animal shelters.
Oh,
so
okay.
he's doing his part.
I'm a rotten person.
That's what I thought, too. Like, am I a horrible person?
You see, maybe. Maybe by the end of us watching this series, maybe our heart will grow 10 times bigger, like the Grinch. But honestly, that's not a good thing in real life.
A large heart is not a good thing at all. You don't want that whatsoever.
Well, maybe we'll become, like, nicer people. I don't know. Maybe our brains will rewire.
Yeah, this is a little too wholesome for me. I can tell my brain's not used to this.
Okay, I'm still gonna...
But he did take good photos.
Yeah, okay, he did slay. And that's why I'm like, the whole metaphor of him putting the dog on the bag, I'm like, that's his whole baggage right there.
Yeah.
It's all clicking. Like, that's his life story. That should have been the winning shot. That is the movie poster. Yeah, let's move on to the finale where they're in that cold set. That cold-looking set.
That set that I bet is probably really warm.
Yeah, I don't want to call it a Winter's Illusions Lounge. I need to find a better name for it.
What would we call their runway? The, like, ice box that they're sitting in, standing with, like, the snow and everything?
I'm just going to call it a Winter Wonderland. They're in the Winter Wonderland.
The Hall of Hallmark.
5 guys get praise, which are Blake, Daxton,
Parker, and Hayden.
Yes, I almost forgot. That's 4.
And I think 5. There was one more that got praised.
Ezra.
How could you forget Ezra?
Oh my God. We forget him even though we are like...
Here's the thing. We get hypnotized by him.
Yeah.
He's got a power. Hallmark, pay attention. Like, he's got it. Crown him now. Just take him out of the competition and put him in a movie.
Yes, right. They loved Hayden. They loved the photos that he took. But what they didn't like is that it took too long to get his frames. But besides that, they loved everything that he did.
Which makes you wonder, dude. I think he's sitting there just like blowing his nose, crying, just
Maybe.
to like
Honestly,
get himself together.
They need to do like an Untucked or something for this show.
But I'm just like, do you think this is every time he's around a dog?
Or maybe just when the cameras are rolling.
Maybe. Because you know what? He's trying to show that this movie has legs. Okay, there's a movie here.
Christmas puppy.
Christmas puppy.
Watch it happen.
Watch out for it on Hallmark. Hayden, you're onto something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and our winner of this challenge is Parker.
Congratulations. Honestly,
Yes.
well deserved. I do agree with this one. Even though I'm not going to lie, I thought this was Hayden's episode and I thought he was going to win again.
They were really setting it up until they said that he took too long to get ready. And like, oh, girl, having been on production, I know they hate that. They hate having to wait. But yeah, I mean, Parker slayed it. And it seemed like the way he did it, it probably took him like all of 5 minutes to get everything done.
He does get emotional, and I understand why, because he was just in the bottom in the last episode. So congratulations, Parker. Well deserved. Even though he didn't really, the mini challenge, he didn't slay, he slayed the star quality challenge.
He slayed where it mattered.
Yes.
If that were me, I would bomb this mini challenge all the time.
Honestly, he didn't even need the 5 extra shoots.
No.
The 5 extra pictures.
He literally got it done in like 3 minutes.
Yes.
He's like, I don't know if you know this, but this is what I do.
So the bottom 3 are David, Gage, and Elijah. Elijah gets saved.
Yeah, but they did tell him, like, basically, you misunderstood the assignment. You were going too prop heavy, and it wasn't about that.
He basically covered his face too much.
Yeah.
Which I agree, but honestly...
He kind of saved it in the, like, final shots. But
Yeah.
Yeah, again, like, I guess that's why he was safe, because he at least came to his senses and didn't bomb it completely.
Yes. So the bottom 2 are David and Gage. And let me tell you, Gage
is shook, honey.
is shook. Gage is like, I understand what David is in the bottom, but my pictures were amazing.
I know. But, like, they showed his photos and was like, but they kind of weren't, though. Like, you kind of weren't eating. I'm sorry, but, like, your inside profile or, like, the dog was in front of your face. I'm just like... Baby, I get that you've done modeling, but it wasn't giving.
I'm not gonna lie. This moment made me like a Gage stan.
I know.
I was like,
the fact that he disagreed. I was like, you better.
I'm living for this delusion.
He's like, I hate to break this to you, but you're wrong.
Yes.
Everything you're saying is wrong. I was perfect, and my photos were photoing.
My photos were amazing, not safe, not just safe.
Not just safe. Well, they were bottom, girl. He was like, did you just need somebody in the bottom? Because it didn't have to be me.
I lived. He just didn't understand why he was there. And you know what? I stand that kind of delusion.
You know what? I approve this kind of behavior. And David, I honestly have to say, like, the one thing about the judging here is that it's all been, like, tremendously fair. Like, I haven't really disagreed at all. Like, the things they pointed out with, I agreed with.
No, I disagreed in the last episode. I don't think Isaac should have won that ugly sweater contest.
Well, that's a mini challenge. I'm talking about the main challenges. The mini challenges don't matter. And half the time, like, the little advantage they get isn't even an advantage. Like, for him, it was like, okay, so I have to do your guys' jobs. Like, I have to pick the order and where everyone starts and goes.
David does have to sashay away.
He has to go and take down his stocking. And you can tell he's sad about it.
Yes, he gets emotional, and I was like, "Oh, girl, just keep trying."
Honestly, you look great in motion. Just keep at it, honey. Work on your smiles in the mirror.
Yeah, just practice in the mirror.
And that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people overdo it with smiling. I have this problem too when it comes to smiling as a guy.
You see, I didn't want to bring it up, but I'm glad you brought this up because I've been dying to talk about this.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I always tell you, stop over smiling out of drag because you're not in drag. I see your drag face and you're out of drag smiling. And I was like, James, you got to tone it down a little bit because you're giving the Joker right now.
And you see, this is why I relate so much with Gage. Not just because of like how we look physically, because, you know, I get it. I over smile too as a guy. I do it a lot. And I have a tendency just to lean into the camp of it all. And I will throw away a photo. Like, you wrote a photo because you smile too much.
You're smiling for the back row.
Yeah, it's theater smiling. And I call it the piranha.
And it's funny because you're not even a theater kid. And you don't even like theater.
I don't like theater at all. I hate theater.
But you're like, with the eyebrows all raised, I'm like, you don't have to do all that.
And you see, it's just from my profession. You know, I overdo it because that's what I'm used to. But yeah, I mean, I get it. And it's easy to get out of it. Like, you just gotta practice it a little.
But that's it. That's episode 2. I lived. Did you live?
I lived. I laughed. I loved. The sad thing about this is, like, I'm missing a lot of these guys after they're gone. Like, I honestly don't think they even needed eliminations.
I know. Isaac, I'm still thinking about you. To keep doing your thing.
Beautiful, beautiful Isaac. Although, like I said, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's totally fine.
David is a technician. He's fine too, but I'm like, are they fine or are they fine?
I mean, looking at his Instagram, it's very, like, low-key. Like, there's not a lot on it, but he has, like, photo shoots. And like I said, he's got, like, a natural smolder to him. Maybe just the smiling, you know, Hanes sock ad. And it's not your gig. You're more of, like, the artsy photo shoot type, which is fine. We need those too.
Yeah, well, do you think by the end of the series we're going to be less rotten?
Maybe.
I don't know, I'm starting to feel...
I don't want an enlarged heart, though.
I'm already feeling like a better person.
Yeah, as long as my heart doesn't grow any sizes, because that sounds like a medical bill I can't pay.
All right, I can't wait for episode 3. I'm really hoping that Gage goes into the Christmas Illusions Lounge and just throws a fit. Like, I don't understand why I was at the bottom.
Oh my god, I'm hoping it happens. I hope he, like, goes up to Ezra and just like, you know what, you're beautiful. You're beautiful.
I just hope he goes up to us and is like, you know what? Your smile's not that sickening.
Who was the one that won? Was it Parker? He's like, Parker, I'm with his like little coffee. I'm so happy for you.
They need to give them wine, but I understand it's Hallmark.
Give them some like spiked eggnog, okay? Like make it work.
I want to end this with Hallmark Plus. If you're listening, I want to be a super fan. We want to be super fans for the next season.
You'll be amazed by some of the shit we'll say. We'll make it entertaining.
Okay, we'll stay nice. Okay,
we'll make it worth your while.
It won't be like this podcast. We'll be this show is changing us. It's making us better people. So by that time next season rolls around, we're going to be really, really good.
Trust and believe if we don't die from enlarged hearts, we'll be the perfect super fans for you.
So don't forget, if you're watching the video podcast on YouTube, to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast, give us 5 stars.
5 stars only.
Because we are 5-star, 5-star meals. All right, have a good night. Bye. Good night or day.
Honestly, Merry Christmas, baby.
Have a Merry Christmas. Have a happy holidays. And until next time, see you in the live streams. Bye.